pal? This is Sumelevate checking in with you guys again. And this time I'm going to be answering my friend Fernando's question, which, if you're listening, Fernando, thank you. It's a very, very insightful question, which is, he asked me, when we get everything we want in life, how do we set up higher goals? Well, first of all, let me give you this scenario. Imagine that you already have everything that you want. Everything that you've ever dreamed of achieving. What now? Right? There's a sense of stuckness there. There's a sense of like, what do I do next? A kind of lost mindset. So the first thing, Fernando, that I want you to focus on is changing the way that you think about your journey of life, right? Where you are right now in the present moment and where you are going to be in the future, the forward-bound future. So even some of the things that you've wanted as a child have changed. So I would like you to go back to a time in your childhood where you were really happy, where you were really thriving and just living your dreams, smiling, giggling with other people. I want you to go back to a time like that. And I want you to pinpoint what was the source of that moment that made me feel that way. Why did I feel that way? What was it in my passionate choices as a child that made me just start giggling and laughing and being this carefree? I want you to ponder that for a moment. And having said that, I want to bring my attention to Maslow. So Maslow is a humanist, and he's a psychologist, you could say, because he kind of took that work forward. And he was really interested in this concept of self-actualization. So the bottom of the triangle is where you have your safety, then your sense of belonging, and then it goes up the ladder, and then the top is self-actualization. Ultimately, this is what he says that we are all trying to reach. The question is, is life the journey itself to reach that potential? Or is it more than that? Yeah, that's up to you to decide for yourself. I know from the knowledge that I've learned from books such as, Flow, I can tell you that the more peak experiences that you have, the more that you will get to that state of getting everything you want, and that's a journey, you have to work through it. It's a long, arduous process, but you have to work through it. And the choices that you make will ultimately influence that. And it's human nature to keep wanting, to keep striving for something. What was that quote? Like someone said, you have everything, but what do you want? More. My friend, there's something called hedonic happiness and eudaimonic happiness. Hedonic means it's fleeting, it's very fast, it's quick, it's easy, it's either like you do it through alcohol, quick burst of energy from sports. It doesn't last longer. It's not meaningful. But I think the type of happiness that you're craving is a eudaimonic one that is more long-lasting, one that has more purpose. And so, try and do some research in this subject of eudaimonia. Find out what Aristotle and all these Greek philosophers had to say about it. It is a Latin term. And try and pinpoint the essentials of the good life. And it's very important to get to that headspace where you realize that your journey, the one that you're on, Fernando, is more valuable than the destination of arriving at that goal, that higher goal. And if you take on a very optimistic standpoint, you'll have a kind of good outlook for the future, and good things will ultimately happen to you. So, of course, we can't see that far into the future. We're not like, we're not that so Raven. So we can't like know what exactly is going to happen. But we do know that once we've accomplished that feeling of accomplishment, we feel good. So realizing that you are enough, realizing that you are happy already, that's your default. That's your default, and whenever you're not happy, you're kind of faltering from that default. Just knowing that this change in mindset, right? That's that one little change in mindset. I'm coming to the second one. The second one is you are not a finished product. You are never a finished product. You will keep growing and growing and growing and growing. And after a certain point in old age, we also start declining. We start getting more tired. We start getting more, we can't get up. We feel pains. And that's a part of the journey too. It's a roller coaster, it's ups and downs. It's good weather, it's bad weather. And, the yin yang back there. But in all reality, if you have everything that you want, and you kind of make these terms for yourself, that you're grateful for what you have now, then you let in a lot more in your life. And if you kind of analyze these little fortune cookie cliches that you hear and really think about it, and truth is a relative concept, right? So the Hermetic principles in the Kybalion over there, they say that everything is polar, is dual in nature, but to varying degrees, okay? Now, I want you to be aware of this concept, that heat cannot be heat without the absence of cold, for instance. And taking these little cliches that people have told you about, like, for instance, time will heal, which is true in a sense, but what is time? What is healing? You go into this whole spiral into thinking about it, and then you think about other sayings like everything happens for a reason. That could be your mindset, that could be your belief that everything happens for a reason. Maybe some things happen out of the blue that don't make any sense. And we have to be okay with that. So, really, I want you to be dependent on yourself. I want you to be self-reliable. And knowing that you can be happy just by yourself. And you take these little clues that I'm giving you, but really owning up to your own DNA and saying, look, I can make this choice today. You can figure things out, man. I'm not going to make this decision for you. I'm really leaving it up to you to decide what you want to do with this information that I'm giving you, man. Because, let me tell you something, Fernando. Goals construct our reality. Goals construct our identity as well. Our identity. Facilitating your ego. I want you to think about that. Because I want you to try and imagine your overall character. What is the kind of person that you want to be? Of course, there's a lot of literature out there about goal setting, and some of it says that you have to write down your goals in order to remember them more clear. And I would recommend that. That does work. However, some people are different kinds of learners. So, for instance, recording a video for me like this, I'm an audio-visual learner. If I listen back to this video, I gain a new insight on myself, and I see this video, and I know where I can improve. So you would need to start writing down your goals, posting on different platforms like social media to have people support you in your cause. And that has helped me tremendously. All your comments, all your, all the people listening right now, I thank you deeply, deeply for listening. And so we have all these goals, right? New Year's resolution. I'm going to make a bucket list. I'm going to do 3 things from tomorrow. Okay, but we can't get ourselves to do it sometimes, and that comes from a change in habit. We're doing too much, or too much isn't a plan of action. And in theater, we call this raising the stakes. You have to have a sense of urgency, right? If someone threatened you to change your life right now, or I'm gonna kill you, right? You'd be like, whoa, okay, I'll do it, man, okay. But we don't have that sense of urgency. With more urgency comes more conflict. More money, more problems. People always say these kind of things. You need to analyze this, start analyzing this in different movies. The ability for a scene to get juicier. There's more there. It's more full. So the thing is, we notice our likes in the past and in the present, but we have no idea what we're going to like in the future. So we can't really say what our higher goals will be in an unknown time. You see? So your question was a little skewed for me. However, I'm trying to the best of my ability to answer it for you, because I know that when we take conscious choices over what we do want and leverage our thoughts accordingly, your life will transform. It will change immensely. Also, you have to know this is a process. So if you get overly arrogant, as I said before with your ego, if you get to that level of success where you have everything you want and you kind of boast about it, and you're like, yeah, I have everything I want, dog. Yeah, I don't care about anything. Yeah, I just care about myself. That's not gonna, you're gonna drop down. You're gonna drop back down, So to maintain that level, you have to have this humble confidence. Grateful, right, to where you've reached. And by doing that, you're accepting where you are, and you're allowing more. And with that, I leave you. And I do hope that you'll make some major changes and adjust yourself accordingly. Adios, my friend. I wish you all the best. And for the people listening, please like, comment, subscribe.
About it every night.
Ask
and
me
day.
questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, comment, subscribe.
Just use my wings and fly away.
I believe I could soar.
Something to that open door.